Let me say that I'm honored and pleased to be here this morning to interact with you all. It has been a tough year for our country, Nigeria. Inflation has continued to surge. This has caused pains across our economy. Our country has been hard hit. As a nation, we import more than we export. And with a manufacturing sector struggling and continued growth of our population, we require more than just short-term interventions. We need a comprehensive strategy to support our vast and diverse population and unlock our potential. Nigeria is rich in resources, natural and human, but time and time again, we have failed to invest in our people and our value chain. And by value chain, I mean not just our oil and gas or manufacturing. I mean power, access to electricity. I mean schools, universities, our institutions. All these foundations that provide the ecosystem for a country to succeed. A country that does not address its basic infrastructure needs is a country that cannot realize its potential. At this time of uncertainty, therefore, we all of us, citizens, government, not just all citizens finger-pointing, must transform this crisis into an opportunity, into a blueprint for creating a thriving, people and investor-friendly environment so that we can eradicate poverty and make progress. I talk of Afro-capitalism, the importance of the private sector driving economic change and catalyzing progress and development. But this has to be delivered in a way that is just and equitable. But also, we cannot do good and do well when people who strive cannot thrive. The theme of my keynote is Accelerated Economic Growth and Development, the State of Play and Way Forward. I believe we all know the state of play, and I think we should spend more time about the future. I've therefore decided to approach this by emphasizing the key areas that will shape Nigeria's economic future. Key challenges we must address to fix not just the current crisis, but to permanently alter our country's destiny. My strategy is centered on three critical areas, just three. One, access to electricity. Development is impossible without reliable access to electricity. Power is a fundamental resource that impacts every aspect of life, from hospitals, schools, to homes and businesses. Nigeria cannot industrialize. Our youth cannot be educated without ensuring our abundant natural resources are translated into plentiful, robust power for all. A power ecosystem that encourages investment and unlocks our economy is critical and urgent. To accelerate our progress, we must enable our power sector to guarantee reliable electricity for all. Second strategy, security. To protect our people, feed our people, attract investment, and foster trade, we must prioritize security. Insecurity has become a national crisis, which must be dealt with decisively and urgently too. Our people deserve to go to their farms unhindered, live peacefully, and conduct their lives and businesses without fear. It is the fundamental right of every citizen. And I believe that one of the reasons we have food inflation, or we have food insecurity in our country, is because of the insecurity we experienced in the past 1-2 years, or even beyond that. In economics, there's this lag effect, certain action and inactions that begin to materialize with time. So the food insecurity we have today did not just happen. It is a combination of the failure in our security system, which we must fix if we have to feed our people, and we need to feed our people. The third is youth entrepreneurship. We must incentivize our youth to embrace the challenge of driving economic growth. We face a choice. Either we offer our young a future where opportunity is outside Nigeria, forcing our best and brightest to live, to undertake tough journeys that split families and destroy lives. Or we create a Nigeria where value and wealth creation can take place at home, not abroad, where our young ones can realize their dreams in Nigeria for Nigeria. By supporting their businesses and creating an enabling environment, we can collectively empower small and medium-scale enterprise to catalyze our progress during these transformative and challenging times. We must not waste the current times we live in. We must use it to make progress collectively as a country. It is, in my viewpoint, yes, bitter and a pain, but not a time to finger point. Everyone, each and all of us, must ask ourselves, what role can we play in making this country a better place? The Nigerian banking sector is a cornerstone of Nigeria's economy. The transformation of our banking sector over the past few decades, is one of our success stories. And on this note, I want to recognize and say well done to our past central bank governors, from Professor Soludo to Sanusi Lamido, Emir Sanusi Lamido, and yes, Godwin Emefiele, and of course our current headmaster, who is making sure there's certainty and predictability in policies. They've all done well and continue to do well. I speak as someone who was CEO of Standard Trust Bank, a bank where we could not even fund a mobile transaction for $10 million. Today, UBA alone has billions of dollars placed across the world, including with our central bank. That is the progress we've seen in the banking industry. The sector employs millions, provides crucial financial support to countless businesses, and generates income from millions of shareholders. However, the sector faces its own challenges that impede its growth and innovation, including regulatory and high compliance costs. Digital transformation is critical for the development of our economy, and most times is driven by the banking sector. A situation where you do not allow banks charge to even break cost, break even, will not encourage them to invest further in that sector. So this is one of the things that must be fixed. Finally, I'd like us to come together as stakeholders, government agencies, regulatory bodies, banking institutions, to engage constructively to foster a collaborative environment. By working together, we can build a more resilient banking sector that drives economic growth and supports the aspirations of all Nigerians. The success of the Nigerian banking sector is felt beyond Nigeria. Nigerian banks have become multinationals, leading the sector across Africa, establishing themselves in the world's financial capitals. And in doing so, they have changed how our country, Nigeria, is perceived, created pathways to opportunity, and set themselves up as role models for our other industries. In conclusion, achieving economic growth requires the collective efforts of all. I must keep harping on this. It's so easy to finger point. We need to start working together collaboratively. In our group, we have tried to support these efforts. I have talked in abstract, but I wanted to show how we have turned our words into actions. We make our contribution in business, in philanthropy, and in advocacy. At United Bank for Africa UBA Group, we serve over 45 million customers across 20 countries in Africa, as well as UK, US, France, and the UAE. UBA Group is not just a bank. It empowers businesses, creates jobs, and facilitates regional and continental trade, contributing to our nation's development. And at Heirs Group, Our investments are creating shared prosperity for all stakeholders. We are tackling Nigeria's most critical challenges, power and energy sufficiency, through our integrated energy strategy, health and wellness, access to financial security, and more. We call it the HH Impact. And at the Tony Elumelu Foundation, we are nurturing a generation of young, empowered African entrepreneurs who are transforming their communities and industries. We leverage our platform for advocacy, spreading our message of Afro-capitalism. We have seen the results in partnerships we have forged and the optimism we live in the faces of our young world, and messages of hope that will create. But there's more to be done. These advocacy platforms, like the CIBN, are crucial for rallying all stakeholders to collaborate in building the Nigeria and Africa we envision. Our legacy as a generation must be defined by our collective actions, not just words or complaints or criticisms. We must demonstrate that we took meaningful steps towards real change in our time. Thank you, CIBN, for this platform and opportunity, and congratulations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Tony Elumelu, C.F.R. FCIB, for that short yet very powerful and thought-provoking keynote address. Thank you very much. He did ask a very vital question. He said, what role can we play to make Nigeria better? And it reminds me of the question from J.F. Kennedy, or the advice that says, do not ask, what can your country do for you? Rather, ask, what can I do for my country? Indeed, we are truly grateful to you, Dr. Tony Elumelu, for that powerful keynote address. Thank you very much.